How's it going? My name is Louis, and today I'll be showing you guys how to do a mid-drop fade with only trimming just the back of the part by the crown area. I'm going to show you guys how to do the arches and how to maintain that area dark. Special guest in this video is going to be
my name is Gio.
Make sure you guys follow him on Instagram at
Gio Blends.
Tune in, watch this to the end of the video, because today I'll be showing you guys how to use my new product line, Artifacts Collective. In today's video, I'll be using the Coco trimmers and the Coco clippers. The first step to create the C-cups dark, I want to make sure that I line up my client's C-cup first.
Okay.
For this mid-drop, I will start placing in my trimmer line right here at the corner of the eyebrow. Now, I will be scooping up to that point of the temple to set in my ball line. The reason that I scoop up is to not leave a demarcation line, making my steps easier to fade out. I then locate the occipital bone, and his occipital bone is the bone sticking out here. I set 1 finger, 2 fingers for a mid drop, and I will line it up right about here, and then I will connect this point to this point. Find the occipital bone, 2 fingers, scoop up to that point, connect this point to the point on this side, and repeat this step to the other side. Next step, I open up my lever 1, 2 notches, and I'm gonna set a guideline the size of my thumb. Make sure you pull the ear down.
Okay, let's go.
And set your first guideline. We're gonna follow that step through to the bottom and eventually to the other side of the head. Use a flicking out motion to create your guidelines. Next, we close 1 notch and go about 3/4 of that guideline. 3/4 of that guideline. And repeat by flicking out into the previous guideline.
Okay, let's go.
Repeat this step all the way to the other side. The less pressure, the better. Next step, I close the lever and I detail this line. With this step, I want to flick that line up about halfway of the guideline that I made at the beginning. Repeat this step to the other side of the head. Next step, we place in the half guard and open 2 notches on the lever. We're gonna tackle this line by bringing it up about the size of my index finger.
Okay, let's go.
Use a flicking motion to start building up the weight. Follow this step all the way to the other side of the client's head. Towards the back, you want to make sure that you angle the clipper
Okay, let's go.
down in order to conserve weight in this area. As you can see, there is a line right here. All I gotta do is close the lever and tackle that line with the flicking out motion. Use corner in areas that are not flat, and use it flat where the areas are flat. After that, next step is we're gonna open up the lever all the way, and we're gonna tackle this line up here. Again, repeat the flicking out motion to start building up graduation. Continue doing that step all the way around, and again, in areas that are not flat, you want to use corners, and in flat areas, you want to use the full blade. Remember to angle your clipper towards the back in order to conserve that weight. Next step, we're going to use a 1.5 guard lever open to soften this line up. This time, instead of flicking out, you want to flow up into the weight. This is what the motion will look like.
Okay, let's go.
Floating up to the weight. Now this is gonna help us blend in the haircut into the weight. If we flick out, we create another line. We don't want that. Yo, then repeat that step all the way around until you reach the other side of the client's head.
Okay, let's go.
You can also substitute that step by doing clipper over comb or trimmer over comb. Remember, your guideline is going to be the shortest length and you're going to connect to the heaviest point, which is up here. It should look something similar to this. Velvet the comb. This right here is my go-to step after I'm done placing the rest of the steps, just because it's going to help me finish the haircut a lot faster. That way I don't have to second guess myself on what guards I use in what place, and all I got to do is just blend. Final touches, I'm going to go ahead and use the fold shaver in order to create a bald smooth area here. Now the trick here is that when you're folding the shaver to not create a demarcation line, you want to flick out right before where we placed our trimmer line. So it should look something like this.
Okay, let's go.
Now we're gonna follow that step all the way through to the back. Make sure you hold the ear down. This one, light pressure to not create any demarcations. Follow the step through the back
Okay, let's go.
and repeat the same motion to avoid creating demarcation lines. Make sure you brush the area as well. And remember to use circular motions, because the hair does not only grow down, you may have hair growth going that way, upwards, and sideways. So remember that. Circular motion. If it does happen and you create another line, all you gotta do is come in with your trimmers and flick that line with the corner only to diminish that line.
Okay, let's go.
Now, we're not quite done. We're still gotta line up the line up here at the front. My client here only wants me to line up the bangs, okay? Now, if we notice here, our highest point is the left side, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that the right side matches my left side. Now, when doing a lineup, you wanna make sure that you always start at the center of the hairline and move your way towards the highest point to create a guideline. And then from that point, you wanna move all the way to the other side in order to match it. Comb down the hair in order to see the natural fall position of the hairline. Again, my starting point is gonna be here, and I'm gonna move to the sides. Now always remember to have a finger sitting on the client's face in order to create a stabilizer. Otherwise, you're gonna be doing this and your lineup may be wobbly or crooked. So you wanna make sure you set a finger on the resting point and then start to place in that line. Now, as far as for the lineup, you wanna make sure that you're using the cutting blade, but just make sure that you're careful because you don't wanna place too much pressure or you'll end up irritating the client's skin, okay? So in order to create a sharp lineup, come in with the cutting blade first, which is this one, and then the blade back here is gonna be your steel blade. It should look something like this.
Okay, let's go.
Coming in with the cutting blade into the hairline will help you create more of a straight, sharper line. Always remember to make sure that you comb down the hair over and over so that you can target every single hair.
Let's go.
Now, I don't want to have my client line it up like this, look super good, and then go home and he combs it down. Now it's not straight no more, okay? That's gonna be a problem. I'm also gonna go ahead and speed it up.
Okay, let's go.
Now that the left side is done, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the right side. Again, always start at the center and you'll travel your way to the right side. Make sure you wipe down your client's face. gives you a better view of what you're doing and where you're at with your lineup as well. Again, always remember to comb your hair down.
Okay, let's go.
And repeat the same step again. Center and work your way to the side. Now here, his hair growth pattern goes to the left. So I'll make sure that when I tap, I want to swipe to the right as well to create that sharp lineup.
Okay, let's go.
Like this. I'm gonna repeat the same step. We're gonna continue tapping, following our previous line. Like that. At this point, my lineup looks good, but I wanna make sure that I comb the hair down just to make sure everything's looking perfect. I wanna make sure that my client has the best lineup and the straightest lineup out there in the world. Now that I comb it down, I can see some areas that can use a little bit of a touch-up, and that's what I'm gonna be doing now. All I'm doing is following my previous line that I have already placed, and I will just tap to create that line more straight. And boom. We're gonna line up the sidebars. Now the problem here is that my client's head is round, but our sidebar is straight. So in order to make it look like a square box, I gotta make sure that I place my line in diagonal like this. If we place it straight, when we look it from the front, it'll create a trapezoid. We don't want that. We want a square. So we're gonna create the illusion that the hairline is square. So we're gonna place that line in diagonal forward. It should look something like this. Tilt your blade over like this, only using the top part of the blade to create that line. Boom.
Okay, let's go.
That is all. We then repeat the same step on the other side, only using this. If you're scared that you're gonna nick the client's eyebrow, make sure you stretch it down like this and push into the sideball. Light pressure, and then comb down your area. And if you need to, retap anything that you might see to make sure that you have a perfect hairline for this amazing haircut. Now, in order to make our hairline pop out even more, we're gonna go ahead and line it up with the straight razor. We're gonna stretch out the skin. Now our thumb that's stretching out the skin is gonna be behind the straight razor. Pull the skin away towards where you're doing the razor work to create the sharp lineup. After we comb down or brush down our area of work, and we clean up any peach fuzz or excess hairs that are not part of the lineup. As far as for the C cup, I'm gonna do backhand upwards into that point to create a sharp C cup or arch. Make sure that you always stretch the skin. Not stretching the skin can cause nicks or irritation, and that's not what you want for your clients. You'll then repeat the same step on the other side. So now we're gonna go ahead and work with the top. And for this work, I'll be using Fresh Shears, not sponsored. So Fresh Shears, if you've seen this, go ahead and sponsor me. And as far as this, I like these shears. They do dry cutting, they do wet cutting, they do texture, they do it all. Now, from here, I'm gonna locate the crown. The crown is where the colic is at. This is the colic. See how it has a little swirl? That is my point of reference where I know what belongs to the top and what belongs to the bottom and what belongs to the sides. That is a very important thing to know. Now his concern is that the back is a little too long, so this area is a little long for him. So what I will be doing is trimming this right here while texturizing the cut. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna determine what belongs to the top and what belongs to the bottom. All right, so make sure that I don't cut what needs to be kept on the head. All right, so for a haircut, it's not what you cut off, but what you leave on the head. I'm gonna do a horizontal section and separate what I'm not gonna be using and maintain what I'm gonna be using in my hand to lift it up.
Okay, let's go.
Now this right here is what I'm gonna be cutting off my client in order to go ahead and create that shortness length. Now at this point, I'm only twisting the hair so you guys can see, but this is how you hold these shears. All right, your ring finger goes into this side, your pinky goes into the tang, so like this, and then the resting 2 fingers, which is your index and middle finger, will be in this area right here. And then your thumb goes in here. Now, don't put your thumb all the way in because then it'll be hard for you to cut. You wanna maybe use only the tip of your thumb and rest it there, so that way you can open and close. Now, the point of cutting hair with the scissor is only have the moving blade up here doing the cutting, while this is the still blade. Okay. Find my 2 matching points, which is gonna be side to side. Anything that overcomes that point right there, it's gotta go. And it should look something like this.
Okay, let's go.
Now for this one, you turn your wrist out to do the cutting, and you point cut. Now if you notice, it is not a straight cut. It is gonna be a textured cut, like this. The ends are being textured, so meaning that it will not be straight. It'll be more of a natural, softer look, and it will help me create more texture on the top.
Okay, let's go.
Once done with that, what I cut already, I conserve to the back, and then I grab a new section about the width of 1 inch. Again, find my guideline, which is right there, and I proceed with the cut again. And boom.
Okay, let's go.
And that is all. Anything more than that, this hair will just stick out, and we don't want it. We want it to lay forward. Okay. Now back here, we do notice it is very long, so I'll be doing vertical sections down to remove some weight. Now this length down here at the bottom is gonna be my guideline, and this top up here is gonna be my guideline. So anything by that, I have to cut. Now again, I'm gonna point cut it to give myself a more of a softer cut. Now if you notice, it's how it already looks different. That's what I'm gonna be doing towards the other side.
Okay, let's go.
And all I'm doing is we're bringing it out. And all I'm cutting is probably anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch of the length. Okay, now this is very important, because otherwise, if we don't cut this now, this is gonna be overgrown by the time he gets the second haircut. We don't want it to have overgrown. Now, I like to do this just because I can see what I gotta cut. So this right here is too heavy, so I gotta cut that, okay? Now I'm gonna cut it at this angle because that's the way that the hair wants to fall towards to. If I cut it any difference, of a different way, what's gonna end up happening is gonna stand up. We don't want that. See, just those little snips did a big difference. And then I'll repeat the same thing on this side, because whatever I do on one side, I do to the other side. Right there. And trim. One more time. Matches. And I trim. Now I do like setting in my steel blade on my middle finger to have a stable position while I'm cutting. Now all I'm doing is only moving my thumb. Come it down and repeat. Again, feel that texture. See how this sticks up? That's too long. We want to make sure that we balance it with the rest of the haircut. Comb it out and trim. And boom. One more time. This right here is still a little too long, so we're gonna trim. Now the length here is all right here. This is what I gotta trim. And then I'll point cut. Boom. Just like that, we just evened it out. Now before we finish the haircut, I'm gonna be using my own hair clay and my own texture powder to set in the style of this haircut. So make sure that you first wet the hair and then you apply the hair clay, which is gonna help me set in the style, and then texture powder to create volume and enhance the texture that we just have given him on the back of the head. The amount of product that I want to use for this haircut is going to be just a scoop.
Okay, let's go.
That much, nothing more, nothing less. A little bit goes a long way. Now after this, I want to mix in the product into my hands, distribute the product, warm it up, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the application of the product. I want to make sure that I distribute the product all the way from the mid shaft to the ends of the hair, and make sure that you also cover the roots as well. Now this right here is gonna help me set in that style that we want. Right now I'm scrunching it to enhance the texture. And obviously he loves his highlights, so we wanna make sure that those highlights pop out with this haircut. Tighten in the sides with the products, all right? And set in that style. Take your time with this step and style the way you wanna style, which is why we are called the artists, because we make the style. Then I'm gonna apply my styling powder into my clients, and this product I only want to apply towards the roots of the hair. When applying the product towards the roots, I want to make sure that I lift up the hair and only apply it into the roots, and then fluff. Like I said, with this product, a little goes a long way, and just again scrunch and scrunch to give you that volume.
Okay, let's go.
Create a balance with the style. You can also mess it up, give it more fluff in the front or fluff where you need it. After following all these steps, this is what your haircut should look like.
Okay, let's go.
If you like this type of content, you like this tutorial, make sure you hit that follow button and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check me out on my Instagram at Louis Cuts, LUICUTZ, and my product Instagram as well at Artifix_collective.
Okay.
Now shout out to Gio for letting me use him as a model for this haircut. Make sure you guys follow him on Instagram at
Gio.blends.
Gio.blends. All right. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more tutorials.
Okay, let's go.